The silent test. In the quiet days after promises had been fulfilled, when Abraham's laughter-filled tent echoed with the voice of his long-awaited son Isaac, a new and terrible moment arrived. One night, when the stars lay scattered across the sky like sparks from God's own fire, a voice called out of the darkness, "Abraham." Abraham stirred, awake at once. He had learned long ago to listen. "Here I am." The voice was calm, yet heavy with meaning. "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love. Go to the land of Moriah. There you shall offer him as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you." The night seemed to hold its breath. A morning without words. At dawn, Abraham rose without speaking. No cry of protest escaped his lips, no question broke the stillness. He saddled his donkey, split wood for the offering, and woke Isaac. 2 servants joined them, unaware of the weight Abraham carried in his heart. As they walked, the earth stretched wide and silent beneath their feet. For 3 days they traveled, each step a hammer striking Abraham's soul. On the 3rd day, a mountain rose in the distance, stark and solitary against the sky. Abraham stopped. "Stay here with the donkey," he told the servants, "the boy and I will go up there. We will worship, and then we will return." His words trembled with mystery, even to himself. Father and son on the mountain. Abraham placed the wood upon Isaac's shoulders. In his own hands he carried fire and the knife. Together they climbed, their footsteps echoing against the stone. Then Isaac spoke, his voice gentle and trusting, "Father." "Here I am, my son." "The fire and the wood are here," Isaac said, glancing around, "but where is the lamb for the offering?" Abraham swallowed, "God himself will provide the lamb, my son." And they walked on together. The altar of trembling stone. At the place God had shown him, Abraham built an altar of rough stones. He laid the wood in order. Then, with hands that shook yet did not stop, he bound Isaac and placed him upon the altar. The wind whispered through the mountain. The sky watched. Abraham raised the knife. Time seemed to shatter into silence. The voice from heaven. Suddenly, like thunder breaking through a dream, a voice cried out, "Abraham! Abraham! Here I am." "Do not lay a hand on the boy," the voice commanded, "do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." Abraham lowered the knife, breath rushing back into his body, then he looked up. The ram in the thicket. There, caught by its horns in a thorny bush, stood a ram, struggling, alive, provided. Abraham freed Isaac and embraced him, tears falling freely at last. He took the ram and offered it in place of his son, and Abraham named that place "The Lord will provide." A promise renewed. The voice of God spoke once more, rich with blessing, "Because you have done this and have not withheld your son, I will surely bless you. Your descendants will be as numerous as the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. Through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed." And Abraham returned down the mountain with his son, both alive, both changed forever. Explanation and lessons of Genesis 22. Genesis chapter 22 is one of the most powerful and unsettling stories in the Bible. It is not a tale about cruelty, but about trust, faith, and surrender. Abraham is asked to give up what is most precious to him, the very fulfillment of God's promise. The story forces the reader to feel the tension between love and obedience, fear and faith. The turning point is not the raised knife, but the revealed truth: God does not desire human sacrifice. Instead, he seeks a heart willing to trust him completely. The ram in the thicket shows that God provides what he requires, even when the path seems unbearable. From this story we learn that faith is not blind obedience without pain, it is obedience despite pain. We learn that trust often walks through silence before it hears reassurance. We learn that what we fear losing most may never be taken, but it must be surrendered in the heart. Genesis 22 teaches that God's promises are not fragile, that provision can appear at the final moment, and that true faith is forged where hope and fear meet on the same mountain.